What's going on, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com, coming back to you with another video. And in today's video, we are joined by...
What's going on, guys? Brandon. You can find me over at RetroJunk1987 on Instagram and YouTube.
Awesome, cool. And Brandon, you've been selling toys for how many years now?
A long time.
A long time.
On eBay, probably like 10 to 12.
Yeah, he's been selling for a long time, and he's definitely one of the most knowledgeable toy sellers that I know, at least in my local area. And today we're going to be sharing a bunch of toys. We got a lot of various things that you may or may not be knowledgeable about. So I say we just dive right into it and start breaking down some of these toys. And I think the goal of this video is for you to be able to, you know, learn about some of these toys you might not know of. So you can go out there to thrift stores, garage sales, flea markets,
tag sales, yard sales, whatever. Yep. All those places is that's where I get all this stuff.
And we've got a bunch of videos that we're recording. This is actually our first video that we're recording today. So we're gonna be talking about wanted ads, which is huge. We're not gonna tell you too much about it now, but wanted ads are one of the best ways to source a lot of these toys and whatnot. So without further ado, if you guys are excited, do us a big favor and smash that like button down below. Check links down below as well to follow Brandon on YouTube and Instagram. And yeah, I say we jump right into it. So what's the first toy that we should share? Because we got a lot on this table.
This big old Brontosaurus here is pretty cool.
We got a Brontosaurus in the house.
That is, I mean, you know, that's for a kid, that's a pretty big toy compared to other dinosaurs. You know, they're usually little.
I wouldn't want to ship this thing.
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't either. But that's from a line in 1989 called Dino Riders.
Yep.
He's actually supposed to come with a huge, like, artillery, like, strapped on its back, and little figures ride on them, and essentially that was their transportation, the dinosaurs.
Okay.
That's what the whole line revolved around. But just in this condition, just the dinosaur, he's still 80 bucks.
80 bucks. Now, did you mention, is there a specific brand on this? Whoa!
Dino Riders was made by Tyco, so they're the
This is 1989 too, you can see on the bottom. That's important when people are looking for toys. Make sure it's so funny because we have a cat. Hey, your audio equipment's getting torn apart.
No, it's not, but we might have to start over.
No, I just want to make sure it's cool. We can jump right into it. Is everything...
Yeah, he was trying to chew on some cords.
Everything's good? Okay, cool. So we had a cat interruption, but what I was saying
is... Makes for good TV.
Yeah, it makes for good TV. Flip the item upside down because there's usually a marking, right?
That's correct.
With the date and the brand.
Some sort of maker's mark. That dinosaur is Tyco, and they made a lot of... They weren't known for stuff like this. They're more known for like slot cars and stuff like that, and train sets.
That's interesting. Very, very cool item right there. These are a couple toys that really caught my eye when Brandon was taking them out of the plastic.
They're very bright colored.
What is this?
The one in your left hand, they're both Ninja Turtles figures from the 80s.
Yep. These look old. You can just tell.
This one's the Killer Bee,
yeah,
and this one's a mosquito. And once again, they're like villains from Ninja Turtles.
Well, that's cool.
Actually, they're the villain's vehicles. If you can see, he has a chair up on his back.
Yeah.
Strap the figure in.
Now, these are accessories that all come off of the item. So it's important when you're looking at various toys, you know, if they're complete, they're going to sell for a lot more money.
The more complete, the better.
Yeah.
Like, as you can see, I don't know if you can see from this far away, but right here is where he's supposed to have his accessory, and he doesn't. So this guy's about 30 bucks because he's essentially complete. This guy's only about 12 to 15 because he's not. So that's how much the price can differ if you have it complete.
Now, what are your thoughts on going on eBay and buying maybe a missing accessory and then completing it? Is it worth the time and investment of finding the accessory, getting it, completing it, and then is it worth much more money typically?
That is on a per item basis because it varies.
So if it's only selling for like 30 or 40, it might not be worth your time.
Correct. It depends. It depends how much it's going for. If you can get the missing piece for $3, then why not do it to make an extra 20?
Yeah.
But it's various.
Have a Coke and smile. Coke adds life.
That's cool. That's from the 80s as well. It's made by Buddy L. They've been around a long time. They're known for like their pressed steel trucks. And old school like 40s and 50s stuff. This was one of their newer pieces. It's still 80s. But
where'd you source this from?
There was a store in Middletown called Wild Bill's.
Okay.
Nostalgia. And they went out of business.
I was going to say, I've never heard of that before. I've lived here my whole life.
They just went out of business last summer.
Yeah.
They were around forever. And they were blowing stuff out. But I was down there helping them and essentially got paid in items.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
And what do you believe this is worth, you said?
In box like that, it's worth about $60.
60 bucks.
Yeah.
It's crazy the opportunities that lie within the toy category that people just don't know of. You know, I have a good friend, Vinny. He actually created or guide Toy Brand Profits, which you can check out if you're interested in learning about the best toys to sell on eBay. But man, I've been learning a lot from Vinny. I was just at his warehouse. He's got thousands of items. And like, you just don't realize how much money are in some of these toys.
Or how much money you're throwing away, because a lot of people will be cleaning out an attic or a basement and it'll go right to the curb.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the amount of stuff I found on the side of the road.
So here we've got a bunch of Funko Pops, and we actually are gonna be recording a dedicated video all about Funko Pops, which Brandon is a huge fan of. What's the deal with these things right here? I'm gonna stack them up. You guys aren't gonna be able to see me anymore.
Well, Funko is a company that's out on the West Coast. They started a long time ago, actually. They originated as a company that sold bobbleheads. So
really?
Yep. They made thousands upon thousands of bobbleheads, any character you could imagine, from presidents to superheroes, everything in between. I believe it was around 2010 or 2011 when they made their first couple Funko Pops. They used to come in a plastic clamshell container, and I believe the first ones were only available at Comic-Con. I could be wrong, but then they started really pumping them out, and now they're just like those bobbleheads. They have unlimited amount of characters, everything from Christmas movies, SpongeBob, superheroes, everything in between.
You're always waiting for the new releases. I know we're going to be talking about that in the Funko video, so definitely stay tuned on this channel. Be sure to subscribe. But I know you like to go to new releases and go to stores and wait for them to come out, because I think they only release a limited amount at first, right?
Yeah, it depends on the event. Comic-Con, you can only get them one day. One morning when they sell out, they sell out. So those are ones to keep in mind.
Do you follow Rally Roots on
I do,
YouTube?
yeah.
I think he goes to Comic-Con.
I believe
often.
so,
Yeah, because he always dresses up and whatnot. So shout out to Rally Roots. If you guys aren't subscribed, check him out. But cool, Funko Pops, definitely. Any like a quick tip you give people for when I see Funko Pops all the time, but I scan a lot of them for Amazon because I don't personally know much about them.
Yeah, right.
And they typically aren't selling for much. So
yeah, most of them that you're gonna find in stores are just commons. They're regular production.
So you're looking for the rare.
You're looking for ones that have a limited edition sticker or that are exclusive to a certain store, or have a limited number on the box, like on the sticker itself.
Okay, we've got dogs, we got cats, we got everybody here.
We got dinosaurs.
Yeah, zebras. Cool. What do you want to share next, Brandon?
Why don't we go down here? And this I left on purpose. This would be an American Girl doll. This is obviously a newer item compared to the ones we've been going over. As you can see right on it is the $2.99 Savers tag. That's where I sourced it.
I can verify it, $2.99.
And what's cool about that is this $2.99 flips into an automatic 50 or 60 bucks.
50 or 60 bucks for this right here.
And it could be more. American Girl dolls.
The hair is so real.
Yeah, I know.
It like feels actually real. It's
for the most part, as long as they're in good condition and have an outfit like that, you're looking at 50 or 60, and it can go up from there.
Now, what does it show the brand? How do I know what brand?
It's either on the back of the neck, where you see right there.
Yep, I see it, and it
Girl.
has a number as well associated to it, 18E07, and that, yep, American Girl LLC.
Right, or it'll be, if you look at the butt, sometimes they'll have a tag on the side.
Okay.
And that's where you'll find that
Interesting.
information.
Do you find a lot of these at thrift stores and garage sales, or are they somewhat harder to come across?
A lot of them are harder to come across because they're originally fairly expensive, so people know what they're worth.
Like what are these in the store typically?
They can be up like around $100.
Really?
Like brand new in the box or more. And if you get the older original ones, it just goes up from there. I hadn't found any, and then within the past like 3 months, I've found like 3 or 4.
You know what's cool too? Like when you watch these YouTube videos and stuff, you hear about something that you maybe never knew about, or maybe you never looked for, and then you start to find it. You start to see it. It's like when you get a brand new car, you start to see that car all the time.
Exactly.
So that's why these haul videos are so valuable. So that was cool right there. What else you want to share?
We could go through some video game. Excuse me. Excuse me. Some video game items.
Smash that like button for video games. I feel like
We got the classics here.
it's getting harder and harder to find video games at thrift stores.
It's getting harder and
Super
harder
hard.
to find because they think they're worth so much. The thing with video games is these ones, complete in box, the old school classics like the Mario and Zelda, they still do very well. But the issue is with all the systems coming out, like the NES Classic, Super Nintendo Classic, the values are constantly going up and down because a lot of people figure, why not just spend this amount of money and have every game right there instead of, you know, this Zelda's 60 to 75 bucks. And then it takes up space as well. So a lot of people are going to those new systems, but a lot of these still hold very good value.
So why would somebody buy one of these versus the new system? Is it just
essentially,
the nostalgia?
essentially it's nostalgia
just having that
value.
box feeling, it really brings you back to your childhood?
Right, which a lot of people who buy these are people who had them growing up. And what you'll find. But there's still a huge following, so I would always pick up, especially complete in box games.
And what advice do you have for people who don't know much about video games like myself? You know, I wasn't a huge video game head when I was growing up, so...
Me either, honestly.
Are you studying the sold listings? You just look it up, scan on the Amazon seller app typically?
All of the above, really.
Yeah.
But if you're in a situation where you don't have your phone or whatever, do yourself a favor and stick to what you know is popular. Mario always
You ain't gonna go wrong with that. Some of them aren't worth a ton, the Marios.
Right. Zelda, another one to look out for, you know, is...
Ooh, hold on, I need to scan these live right now. I can't believe you have these.
Both red and blue Pokemon.
I know for a fact, remember, was it like a couple of years ago, these spiked a lot? Wasn't there something that happened a couple of years ago?
It was probably to coincide with a newer release of something, but they're probably not as much as you remember.
Wow, the value went down a lot on this. 22. This was at like...
No, that's just the game itself. It's not complete.
No, okay. But still, like these, I remember a couple of years ago, these were up like $60 or $70.
It's $60.
Oh, okay. Oh, because you have the box and the manual and everything.
Exactly.
Cool.
Just the game itself sells for like $20, $25.
That's awesome.
And that's all of them, the yellow, the red, and the blue.
Look at this one. There's one offer on this, brand new, if it was new sealed, for $1,252. I don't know.
Pokemon is nuts, and someone would really pay that for it.
I actually sold I think a silver version, right? Isn't there a silver?
Silver, gold.
If you guys watch one of my old haul videos, I went to it was a Goodwill in North Carolina, and it was a Goodwill that focused only on video games and electronics. You go into this Goodwill, I'm not even kidding, there was like 87 PlayStations, 50 Nintendo, Super Nintendos.
Yeah, but what were the prices like?
So the prices were actually not too bad back then. But there was a silver silver Pokemon brand new, and they wanted 150, and I bought it and flipped it for like 600 on Amazon FBA.
Yep.
And it was just like,
that's huge.
It was like, really, someone's gonna pay that? Yep, it sold within like a week.
Oh yeah, Pokemon is huge, especially overseas. So people in Japan would snatch that up all day.
Yeah. So there's definitely a lot of money to be made with toys. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to share.
One more video game
item. Dropping a bunch of knowledge.
That's the original Game Boy.
Ooh, show it to the people. Original. It says, "Do not remove proof of purchase." This has got to be
crazy.
What is the date say on this? It says
10/9/93.
October '93.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were just little babies.
93, so that means I was 6 years old.
Yeah, same.
Wow, that's crazy. Now, do these original Nintendos, for the people who maybe find them at thrift stores or garage sales, are they worth any money? I would guess and say maybe they're worth a little.
Just the Game Boys by themselves in good condition, working, is about 30.
Okay.
For the original Game Boy.
You know what I used to have for the Game Boy? That little thing that connected to it, that like amplified, that made the screen bigger?
Yeah,
what were those things called?
I do not
You know what I'm talking about,
I know
though?
it's like a magnifying window that went over.
Yeah. Drop a comment down below and let me know, when you were playing Game Boy, did you have one of those magnifiers?
Or one of the lights that plugs in the side.
Yeah.
But yeah, the complete in box one goes for about 85 to 90. So,
wow.
Yeah.
What if this was brand new in the box, sealed? What do you think? Let me give it a little scan for the peeps.
I'd say probably around 500 or 600.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Let's see. Well, right now on Amazon FBA, this is going for used at 60. There's no new offers.
I'm not surprised by that.
I mean, how hard would it be? I mean, I'm sure they exist, but how hard would it be to find this brand new? That would be really, really cool. So I think that's all we got for today. We're going to be recording a bunch of videos. So if you guys are interested in learning about selling toys on eBay, check out his Instagram and his YouTube, which is Retro Junk 1987. There's some underscores going on, so I'll link everything up down below. Also, be sure to check out Toy Brand Profits, which is a guide that my good friend Vinny, who's actually a full-time toy seller, created, and I helped him to promote it and whatnot. Check that out. It's a really cool guide as well for learning and getting your foot in the door with toys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There's definitely a lot of toys out there for the taking, and most people avoid it. Most people, like books and toys, people avoid for some reason. And like those are like,
Which is silly, to be honest with you.
yeah. Because you've seen Mama Profits in action.
Crazy.
And I've seen Brandon, I've seen Vinny in action. Like there's so much money to be made with toys. It takes hard work. You got to have knowledge, obviously. But
yeah, but you learn as you go, just like anything else.
So if you guys enjoyed this video, do us a big favor and smash that like button down below. Leave a comment. Let us know if you have any questions. Let us know where you're from. And we will see you in the next video. Peace.